Hey guys, today we're going to be making some Begleri, or Begleri, or thumb chucks, however you want to pronounce them, whatever. So the things you're going to need are first some kind of cord. I use 550 paracord because I like the thickness of it. That's the main thing, is as long as you like the thickness and how stiff it feels, then and it fits through this big enough to make a knot, then you're fine. That's the only really qualifications, I guess, that it has to have. For it to work. And you're gonna need something to cut it with and something to burn the ends with if your cord needs it. And what these are 3/8 inch coupling nuts. I just bought them at Home Depot for a 3-pack. It's less than $1 to $1.50. Can't remember exactly, but they're real cheap. And so I found that these work the best, especially with paracord, to have a counterweight. They're not too heavy. They look cool and they're easy to get. So I figured they work the best for me. So I'll go ahead by moving those out of the way. Take these. The first thing you're going to do is take your length of paracord, or whatever cord. In this case, I'm just going to say paracord because it's what I'm using. And we're actually going to want to take, I'd say about at least a foot. A foot's kind of, I do like I don't know, at least over a foot, I would say, just to make sure you have plenty of room to deal with knots and everything, because paracord sometimes it's deceptive how much rope those knots actually take up. So go ahead and snip that, burn the ends, and while I'm doing this, let's see, I don't know, I'm probably just going to ramble or not make any sense about anything. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the end and make a double overhand knot. So instead of just a single normal overhand knot, you take the tag end right here and fold it over one more time through the loop. And just take it and pull it tight. And you want to get this little tag end, excuse me, you want to get it so at least a little bit of it pokes out so you have something to grab onto and tighten later. Okay, let's get that down nice and small. Go to the other end here and thread on both of our coupling nuts here, couplers. Pull them down to the end, and you can see that this knot is plenty big enough that it's not going through at all. It'll stay really good. All right, now here's kind of a tricky part that, if you're a beginner, can be difficult to get the length right. A good rule of thumb I use is to leave the top of the bead right here at the edge of your pinky, and it goes up over the top of your middle finger and then around the back, and this is just hanging slightly, and then take this other one and match it. And I figured that's a comfortable length that you can do all the tricks with, that works really good for me. So then you just put that here, pinch it there. This is where a little bit of guesswork comes in and some fine tuning. You can really adjust it down to exactly where you want it. But this is what I found that works. And it's dirt cheap. A little length of paracord and a couple of these. And you can do any style of, you could paint these, you could do tons of different options for paracord, but that's about as long as I like to go. That seems like a comfortable length. And before I snip it, I just want to make sure, I don't even think you guys will be able to see very much of this because I got the desk in my way and stuff. You're just going to see the little bits and pieces, but the length on these, I think they're just a hair too long. So I'm going to take that knot and we're going to back it up a little bit. So on frame. There we go. One thing I wanted to explain was that after I'm done showing you how to make it, I'll show you another kind that I made versus another kind that I purchased. And I'll tell you the differences and why I like these ones over anything I've bought so far. Okay guys, so now here's the boring explanation part. So these, all these three right here, I made. Obviously we made this one. There's another style that I made with a different color paracord to kind of change it up. And this was the first style that I made where I super glued a 1/4 inch washer to a 1/2 inch nut and tied knots in the paracord and stuff. And the main downfall with these, there was two. The first thing was I didn't like the size of the bead or the counterweight. It just felt kind of bulky, and I didn't really enjoy it that well. And also, when you're playing with these, you tend to drop them a lot, and I was standing over hard surfaces more often than not when I drop them, so the washer and the nut would separate, the super glue would crack, and it would become disabled, and so I wouldn't be able to play with it till I was able to go home and fix it. So that's kind of why I found these one day when I was in Home Depot, and I was like, oh, these would be perfect. So there's those. And these are some that I bought. I want to say I bought them from Wu Kang, something like that. I can't remember what the name of them was, but they have a YouTube video out. That's what I saw them from. Is 2 beads, 1 string, and that's the name of the company that makes those beads. Is another line that they make. And I saw these, I was fascinated with them, and I couldn't find any that I could make that were very good. I had made these ones before. I was like, oh, okay. So I ordered these ones, and I ordered these ones because these beads are titanium. I was like, oh, that's super cool. I got titanium I'm playing with and whatever. And it turns out these were actually not very good for me at all because the cord is really thin. I didn't like how it felt playing with it. The bead shape was fine, the bead weight was fine, but it really was the cord. And I felt like I'd wasted money spending almost $40 on these things because they're titanium, and I didn't get very much practical use out of them, so that's kind of lame. And that's what drove me to make these. And I'm super glad that I have. They've been a lot of fun for me. It's kind of interesting when people go, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, these are my thumb chucks. These are the tricks you can do with them and whatever. I don't know. I find that kind of neat. And it's really nice because I used to be into like yo-yos and stuff like that. And it's kind of hard to take a yo-yo with you everywhere you go and be able to pull it out and fully use your yo-yo, especially around people. And it is super cool and super fun to watch, but it's not very practical. I mean, when you're doing things throughout the day, you're kind of hustling and bustling and whatever, and you just want to pull something out and play with it real quick. This does really, really, really well. And I like the dexterity and the skill that it builds. I'm really a fan of that. So, yeah, that's kind of how I make these Begleri, these thumb chucks, and it's kind of my evolution behind the ones that I make. If you like this video, please comment on it. If you don't like it, comment on it below. If you have any advice or anything, let me know. I know that I jump around a lot and I repeat myself, so sorry you had to listen to that. And if you want to see more videos, let me know. But yeah, I think that'll be all. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope you have a good one. Bye.